Welcome back to the channel. I'm Jess, this is Melissa, and today we're going to talk about changing your mindset from a place of thinking about everything that you have to take away to lose weight to all of the things that you should be adding in if you want to lose weight.
When you think about dieting, when you think about losing weight, you automatically go to, well, I have to cut all this food out and no more alcohol and no more fun and
no sugar, no dairy, no gluten, no carbs, no fat, no alcohol, no nothing. When you think about dieting and like a weight loss journey, to me, it's always restriction and deprivation.
Yes.
And what do I have to get up? And what do I give up? And what do I have to cut out? And the problem with this is that it just paints this very negative picture, and no wonder you feel like you have to gear up all of this motivation to want to start a diet, because look at like how different your life looks when you actually start a diet and how many things that you feel like you have to take away or you have to remove in order to be successful to lose weight.
When we talk about this, sometimes I think about the season of Lent and how it's always like, well, what are you giving up? What are you giving up? What are you giving up? And I remember there was like one year where I think it was Michelle who was like, well, I'm not giving anything up. I'm actually going to add in 10 minutes of, reading the Bible before bed or something. And I was like, I never thought about it that way, of like, in order to like do something or make progress towards something, you don't necessarily have to give up things. You can reframe it and see like, what are the things that you can add into your life?
If we talk through like what that looks like practically, when we go from a place in nutrition, if I'm starting a diet, I have to cut out calories and I have to cut out carbs and I have to cut out sugar and fat and all of the fun foods, no processed foods, right? I have to eat clean. So I'm cutting everything else out. What would be a way of looking at it? Well, maybe I don't have to cut things out, but I'm gonna start adding things in.
You can start to I'm gonna add in more veggies, I'm gonna add in more fiber, add in more protein, and you can start to think about it as, I'm just learning how to create a more balanced meal for myself. And it's not that all this stuff has to go out the window. It's more of just like, I'm eating healthier and I feel better and I'm adding in these things that are good for me. I'm not like focused on all the things that I have to remove. It's just the things that I'm now like adding in or like replacing those things with.
Because if you think about it and you're setting a calorie target for yourself, maybe you don't really even need to worry about drastically reducing your calories. If we're adding in more fruit and we're adding in more veggies and more protein and more fiber, you're probably gonna feel more full. And if you're feeling more full and satiated, you're gonna be less likely to grab for the things like chips or like the ice cream or the cookies, because you've created this foundation of healthy nutrition that's keeping you feeling like you're satisfied for once. I think the same thing like water.
I know that people have a problem with getting in water, and I understand that, but it's also like, water is really good for you. Stop complaining about it and just be thankful that like, number one, you have clean water, and number two, it's like, just think about, I get to drink more water and I'm adding in more water and it's good for my body.
Adding in more water, that's gonna also help keep you full. If you've ever eaten like a big meal and then you drink a ton of water on top of it, you automatically feel like stuffed. Let me add in another 16 ounces of water a day until I get up to a gallon. Reframing that into what can I add in, again, you're probably gonna feel really full and satisfied to the point where you're not having to go and look for all of those treats that you would normally fill up on if you weren't feeling satisfied.
I think steps is another one. People's first go-to is, well, I'm so busy, like I don't have time to like get my steps in. And it's almost like you just think about it as steps to check a box. But when you think about it as, well, I get to add in going for walks, I get to actually get up from my desk, like leave my house and go outside and be in nature and get a walk in, like that's a nice thing to look forward to. And once you start doing that and it becomes habitual, like that's a really nice part of your routine, whether you add it in the morning or like at lunch or after dinner, before dinner, like that's a nice thing that you're adding now to your routine. And it's a good habit that's probably, I'm assuming, is replacing a poor one.
Even if you're brand new to strength training, maybe it's not about like how much more cardio do I have to pile on, but I'm shifting and I'm adding in more like functional movement to my day. Strength training, things like deadlifts or squats or things like that, they all help support movements that we normally do as humans. Bending down to pick up your laundry or carrying groceries in,
the thing that I like about like strength training is you can reframe it from, I'm working out to lose weight, to I'm working out to get stronger.
So I think that that's another thing when we're thinking about what can we add in. We're adding in more steps, more movement, more like functional things that are gonna help us get to that end goal, rather than be like, well, I have to take away all this time from my day to go sit on the treadmill for 30 minutes, an hour every single day and just run myself into the ground. I think another really important thing to add in as well are gratitudes, because we can focus all day on the nutrition or the exercise, but at the end of the day, like, mindset is what's going to make or break whether you actually stick with something.
If you are on a weight loss journey, even if you do everything right and like you go from, your current weight down to, your goal weight on the scale, if you didn't work on any of the mindset things that are going on in the background, you're probably not going to be happy even when you get to your desired scale weight. Focusing on shifting your mindset throughout the journey is really going to be everything, and something that we have both done, something that we have all of our clients do, is do a gratitude journal. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. It doesn't have to be like you have to sit down and like write a whole novel every single day. It's like, I do like literally like 1 through 5, like 5 things I'm grateful for within the past 24 hours. That way it's timely. I don't have to sit there and think about like my entire past 30 years of my life, what I'm grateful for, because that can be overwhelming. But it just helps you focus on what are all the good things in my life and stop focusing on anything that's really negative, especially if like you do this like in the morning before your day starts, at the night, like when your day is over. It's really going to prime your mind and then your body for just a better outlook on life in general.
But I really think the main takeaway is just when we think about traditional diets and we think about all of the things that we need to do in order to lose weight, most of us go to, oh gosh, I have to give up so much, right? And I have to sacrifice all of this. And that really starts off your journey in this negative mindset of lack. So if we kind of switch your mindset from a place of lack and deprivation and sacrifice to a place of abundance. I get to eat more veggies. I get to add in more protein. I get to move more. I get to be more functional. I get to be more grateful for things. It's really going to start your journey off on a more positive note. Again, like what we were talking about, mindset is the thing that's going to be that common thread that carries you through. And if your journey is positive and enjoyable and you are focused on the abundant side, then you're going to have a way more enjoyable journey and a successful one than someone who's focused on the restriction and the deprivation and really hating the process the entire time.
So we hope this video was helpful for you guys, and let us know in the comments below what is one thing that you're going to add into your journey and what is one thing that you're grateful for. What's that look for? Get it on camera. That's a hangry look. Hold on. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yes, you are.
I'm thirsty.
You're thirsty.
I ate a whole bunch of beef for lunch.